Hi, welcome to my channel. So I'm just going to get right into this. Well, first of all, I've had a wonderful morning taking a couple of videos of the mule deer that form the landscape in our community. A wonderful way to wake up. So thanks for being here. But I'm just going to get right into this. I have just a variety of messages here. I think I might do a tea leaf reading today, but you'll know. I'm going to try to articulate two dreams. I'll see if I can do this all on this one video. The first dream that I had, it was kind of like the staff, it would be the staff to The Young and the Restless. Young and the Restless is a soap opera, and I peeked in on it yesterday, but for some reason they popped up in my dream. And I was in they were all in these different boardrooms, kind of like, but it kind of forced me to look at really how immature narcissists are. And it really is, you're kind of living like a soap opera, because narcissists have a very immature mentality and they're very, very restless. They're always looking for the next source of supply. They're always in need of that control. Now, I'm not sure if there's a message in there for someone. Now, that's dream number one. Now, back up a bit here, because in that particular dream, there's this one character that is two-sided. Like they have, he plays one face. He's two-faced. He's two sides to him. That is really, in essence, what a narcissist is. They're two sides, two-sided. Okay, there's what they show you on camera, and then kind of what they really are behind the scenes. Now, dream number two, for those that are new here, I did work in the legal profession for 32 years. And I got myself into a vicious trap with some of the co-workers that I worked with. Now, this particular dream may mean something. I've already said that, because I was brought back to a former law firm that I worked at. Was the very first law firm that I worked at. And I remember there was a particular girl there named Karen who was very, very nasty. But I remember going to my station, like my desk, and my computer wasn't there. And neither was a stapler, which I don't know what that means. But I remember thinking to myself, are you planning to get rid of me? Or is my job up? Not knowing that my job was up. And that's what landed me here. So I know that a lot of these characters are kind of fictitious, but their personality traits do resemble a lot of people that are out there. Now, let me talk a little bit about the Elvis Presley personality disorder. It feels to me that the Elvis Presley book club, or the people that follow some Elvis Presley fans, are stuck in something. This is just my opinion. It's almost like they are using Elvis Presley as a band-aid. That's really what I wanted to say. Elvis Presley is dead and gone. Okay, his music is here. There are tons of other musicians out there. Okay, it feels like Elvis Presley is really being used as a band-aid. People don't want to rip off the band-aid and deal with your own narcissistic family. Okay, it is not that complicated, but what you have to do is recognize, because narcissism, if you've come from a narcissistic family, you're going to attract a lot of unhealthy people, but it's up to you to do the work. Okay, I know why I would never have gone into counseling people. I'm very grateful that I resurrected my mediumship. I would never counsel people. It is not like a genie in a bottle, but that's kind of like my take on the Elvis Presley. So I've moved on from that vicinity, because it is the silent lucidity here, because narcissism hides, okay? And the mask of covert character trait is one of the most difficult ones to recognize. So Spirit hands you flags, and it's up to you to do your homework. There's an amazing grace here. I'm just glad I got out of it. Okay, I connected the dots. I did the dissecting in my life. I'm not a personal leaning pole for anybody. I'm a lone wolf. I've already recommended for some, if you ever need any, I hate to, but that psychopath out there, HG Tutor, helped me. Okay, so so we'll see some, because that's what it is people dangle with your emotions at Christmas time. It is very unhealthy to return to a narcissistic family. Okay, you'll never heal ever, 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 ever if you return to a narcissistic family. You're never going to heal. You're never going to heal, and that's all I have to say. Okay, so let's see what comes out of this Deranger deck. Wake me up before you go, because I'm not planning on going solo. George Michael, you know, I was listening to him last night talk about his entrapment when he was 18 years old, where he signed a musical contract or musician contract with Sony and CBS. Maybe that's why I was thinking about The Young and the Restless. I'm not sure. But rules for thee, but not for me. That's really how narcissism works. Because we have a bread maker out here, okay? I've said it so many times. I'm going to just continue saying what I say. These are copious notes. Sometimes these people put you on a performance improvement plan. Okay, this is the Sir Rudy card. This is silence is golden, because this is age discrimination. They in some jobs, they discriminate you, or they talk about you behind your back. You have to keep copious notes. Wake me up before you go. Very challenging if you have a narcissistic psychopath on your path. Okay, I don't know why I said bath, but that's the Sir Rudy card. Somebody, you know, sometimes I don't know if there's somebody enjoying a bathhouse here. I don't know, but I think Michael, or George Michael, was he knighted? I think so. Oh, here pops the envy card. Envy is poison ivy, okay? How do I want to say this? This is the often duplicated but never, often imitated, never duplicated. Lots of envy out there. This is poison ivy. This is the chameleon card, okay? Narcissists are like a chameleon, okay? Boy, George Michael had fantastic style. He really did. Between him and Elvis Presley, I think I've wrapped up my two most favorite artists out there. But we know George Michael faced a lot of envy. He did. He had a lot of poison people around him as well. I think he did die of the heart attack, but he also had fatty liver disease, right? So sometimes with that lifestyle, you know, that comes with the territory. But back to your home base, if you have this type of person around you, this is the Guy Smiley card. They do act like immature people, okay? Immaturity is the name of the game. Wake me up before you go, because I'm not planning on going solo. A narcissist always has a harem, or they always have minions. I am feeling so much better today. I had a touch of a slight little, I was under the weather, but I feel a lot better. I needed a lot of rest and R&R. So bushy-tailed, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed today, right? So let's take one from the Guardian Angel deck. For those that are new here, welcome. It's kind of a little bit of a touch of class here. You know, sometimes they want to imitate your hairdo as well, or they'll make fun of your hair. But that's an Italian person. Was that Tony? Is there a Tony around here? But yeah, they do. They can, you know, they can accuse people of some nasty things out there. Okay, so let's see what comes out of the Guardian Angel deck. Person, place, or thing. Oh, changes in attitude, changes in latitude. It took me a long time. Significant distance is how I healed. I got away, I broke away. You have to break away, but those are your choices, okay? I'm not here to convince anybody. You have to do you. All I know is I broke the cycle of abuse and I am not coming back. People have to understand that familial narcissism is an addiction, okay? Once you realize it, it's almost like looking at a bottle of booze or alcohol, and you can see the booze in the bottle, and you know if you drink it, you can be back on the wagon or off the wagon. I think it's on the wagon. I can't remember. I don't drink a lot, but you can't see narcissism, but you're going to feel it, okay? So wake me up before you go. I love George Michael. I do. I've spent a lot of time listening to him in the last couple of days. Okay, so we'll see what goes on here. We got to see inside of his house. He did an Oprah Winfrey little special there. We got to see inside of that beautiful home, the same home where he passed away. There was a church behind him. I kind of got a little bit creeped out with all those graves there around there. But anyways, we'll see what psychopath comes out of here. These are these people that want to intentionally hurt you, okay? Okay, this is, these are the predators. This card has not come up in a long time. This is the two-faced Facebook club out there. I faced it. I faced a lot of two-faced people. You have to be able to accept what happened to you in order to move on. There's no way, there's no ifs, ands, ors, or buts about this. But they are gang stalkers, okay? They'll stalk you I never went on Facebook. I've said it already. I know I'm going to keep on saying that, but I never did, okay? And it never made sense to me why some people were on there. These are the predators. These are the creepers. If you didn't like me, or if you weren't on my Christmas card list, why the hell would I care what you ate for dinner on Facebook? That's for me though, okay? Because I know I have to say happy birthday to someone in spirit. Well, not in spirit. One of my guardian, maybe he'll pop up on my deck today. It's his birthday. I'm a sun Sagittarian. A lot of fire signs are kind of like healers, right? Or teachers out there. But this is stop dragging my heart around, There's lots of drama and trauma. Lots of drama around a narcissistic relationship. These are the ones that create problems instead of solutions. So let me just take a sip. That's the rinse and repeat. If you go back, you're going to suffer. Eckhart Tolle one time, I couldn't understand his book one time, but he said you haven't suffered enough. Maybe you haven't suffered enough. Until you've suffered enough and had the lights click on, then you'll realize that you are nothing to a narcissist but a source of supply. Good riddance of bad rubbish. Wake me up before you go, cause I'm not planning on going solo. A narcissist, I sometimes use the lyrics to explain narcissism. They have a hard time being alone. Spirit will force you to be alone, okay? You have to be alone. You have to get into nature. You have to get used to being by yourself because you're the only one that's going to help yourself heal from narcissistic abuse. It's not my responsibility. It's your responsibility, or for whoever is listening to this. Okay. Oh, isn't this interesting? This is the mallet card. Now, this card always reminds me of having to break off. You have to, this is just from my perspective, from the experiences that I went through. You have to break off with others that are still connected. So, because it's like the operation game. This one's connected to this one's connected to this one. And if you don't, then you're still going to be abused. This is kind of like the mallet card. That's a mallet. That's kind of like sometimes people have to be hit, that's just figuratively speaking, over the head lots of times. I know I had to be, I don't want to say that word. Sometimes, does it take for people to get the shit kicked out of you? Does it take that? So in some instances, maybe it does. I'm not really sure, but I don't know why I get this about this. This is a gay couple. This is a former friend of ours. Maybe that's what happened to them. I'm not really sure. I don't know why I said that, but maybe it does. Maybe it does. Maybe it takes, you know, maybe that's the final, maybe that was the final straw or will be the final straw for someone. Because narcissistic abuse is no joke. It is not an average everyday relationship. There are many relationships that break up. Okay. Stop dragging my heart around. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so let's take one here and we'll see. Okay, music is a fantastic way to heal. Okay, my clairaudience is on fire, and George Michael his lyrics have been ringing through me for the last couple of days. Whatever I turn my attention to, that's really how this works for me. But it is to do with familial narcissism, because you'll attract unhealthy friends, family. These are your enemies. They're not your friends. They're your frenemies. Narcissistic abuse will bring you to your knees. Okay, so let's take another one here. And something about a doctor here. I know I shuffle these a lot. Good morning, wherever you are. It is a rainy day here, but even though it's rainy, it is just beautiful. Oh, there's a sneaky Yanni. This is the one. This is the predator. This can be in your family. Okay. What was that? Yugoslavian, somebody's Yugoslavian here. Those are sometimes some ancestors may be coming in here, okay? Because deep pockets, you know, sometimes you're going to, you may have experienced something, or you will experience something. I've said it. Try not to say I've said it, but death is going to show you. The death of someone will show you. Silent lucidity. What is that? Is that drugs? Somebody on drugs here? But the sneaky Yanni. You put the boom boom into my heart. Okay. Let's say a prayer for the other one. I can, I'm sorry, but it's not a genie in a bottle. You have to do enormous work. I did. It became a job for me to figure it out. I broke up with these people. I created my own family of choice. These are Foo Fighters. If you come from a narcissistic family, it's a Foo fighting family. Foo Fighters. I created my own family of choice. But say a prayer to pray for the other one at Christmas time. Having fun. Okay, so this is, I'm not going to show this card because, but it is the narcissists are very, very bombastic, and they are always tooting their own horn, okay? But there's lots of drama around this. This is drama, drama, drama all the time. It doesn't end. And Christmas is a humongous time for a narcissistic psychopath to try to dangle with you, prey on your emotions. You have to be able to use your logic, and it's not that complicated. Because if you do not recognize how a narcissistic family operates, or how these types of are betrayers. These are betrayals that cannot be corrected here. If you go back to a narcissist or a psychopath, you're just lining yourself up for abuse again. Let's say a prayer to pray for the other one. Yeah, because it is a joke. You are a joke to them, okay? But what we do here is you turn it around. It is like reverse narcology. Somebody said that out there. There's another YouTuber that does fantastic videos. I'm kind of following his style a little bit. But it is, when you get to this point, it's not about revenge. Spirit, it's not about it, because they are stuck. They are stuck in something that they can't get out of, okay? And in essence, they are your teachers. They are, I know a lot of people disagree with that mindset, but they're here to show you what you need to know about yourself. Okay, these are gang stalkers. They're unhealthy people. They're very, very psychologically unhealthy people. I'm going to do one more. One of the most dangerous things that I encountered is when a psychopath, narcissistic psychopath, is going to say that they are going to unalive themselves, and don't do it. The manipulation is horrific, because that can psychologically damage you. Because in some instances, like you can't feed enough for this. You can't pay enough money to help these types of people. For me, it was about gambling. You'll gamble. It will take your life first. They have a powerful, powerful sense of entitlement. Powerful. So this is the last of this cards. Okay, so this is the can of weenies. This is the bombastic personality out there. And some, misery loves company. And if you can easily get yourself into a can of weenies with this type of personality. This is the lawyer card as well. Okay, some people do need legal advice. I was reminded of Chris Proudfoot, that I was able to say something regarding Chris Proudfoot, the crime community, but it feels like I got myself into a trap regarding Elvis Presley. I'm done with that, and I'm returning to what I know the most, which is helping people understand you're going to need help if you have a narcissistic psychopath around you. And there are a lot of musicians out there that have passed on and have left a wonderful legacy. That's for George Michael, because I think he got himself, this is the lawyer card, he got himself not knowing at 18 years old he was trapped. And this is kind of like a happy birthday. The anniversary of his death is coming up. But this is, my baloney has a first name, it's Oscar. Lots of whatever happened to him when he signed those contracts at 18 years old. He was entrapped. That's entrapment card. Yeah, this is that darn love bombing card, They most likely, narcissists in the career are love bombers. They love bombed him. They fed him a diet of lies and abuse, and they kept him trapped for a very long time, whether it's him or whether it's in social media or in your personal life. That is how it works. The love bombing is a trait that a psychopath uses or a narcissist uses. They leave a trail of destruction. Okay, so have a wonderful day wherever you are. Gray skies are going to clear up. Put on a happy face. I'm feeling a lot better. I just needed some R&R. And no two mediums are alike. No two psychics are alike. And everything I say is all done in joy. And hopefully Hopefully if someone lands here, it can help you possibly uncover something that you enjoyed as a child. And but I am spilling the tea, and I'm going to do a tea leaf reading, which I haven't done in a long time. Whoa, here we go. I love spiritual numbers. So that's got a little bit of writing, spiritual guidance. My spider, the spider is my spiritual creature. I do live on, is it indigenous lands? I do live on native lands, and I love the numbers, spiritual numbers 11 and 22. And that's it. So take care, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you when we see you. It's all done. Enjoy.